win the NFC East was up for grabs ahead of Sunday Night Football. But the Dallas Cowboys left with that and more, taking down the Philadelphia Eagles 33-13 in Week 14. The Dallas Cowboys now holding a one-game lead over the Eagles. It's Victory Monday. Welcome into Cowboys Flashback. I'm Nicole Hutchison. The Cowboys added to their track record of teams they've schooled in AT&T Stadium. It's the Cowboys' 8th game this season by 20 or more points, a win by 20 or more points, and 5th straight home win, the longest active streak for the Dallas Cowboys. How they did it? Offensively, Dak Prescott was efficient. Cowboys weren't afraid to establish the run early. They got different guys involved, and Mike McCarthy being wicked with his play calling. The offense, of course, racked up 24 points in the first half alone, and that was even with leaving plays on the field. They converted 9 of their 16 third down attempts, had 24 first downs, and only turned the ball over once. Defensively, they kept a high-powered offense from the Eagles out of the end zone. No time to be playing your best football than now, though. The Dallas Cowboys are on the right track.
I mean, it's definitely an important victory. I mean, you know, these division games are so difficult, always have been, regardless of the year. But you know, we understand once you get to double digits, 10 wins, 11 wins really give you a clear picture of what you need to get done. But you know, they've been playing great ball all year. So you know, we felt like we had the opportunity up in Philadelphia, so we needed to get this game, and more importantly, I just wanted to see us take a step as a football team, you know, because it's about winning, always be about winning. But you got to improve. You have to improve down the stretch here. You want to be playing your best football in December, and I think we got off to a great start tonight.
It was big. We needed it. Yeah, let's not sugarcoat that. We needed that. Obviously, I've talked about it before. Mike talks about grabbing a huge chunk of confidence and moving forward, and being able to do that against a team like that here at home, place that we've had a lot of success at over the last 2 years, puts us in front of the division, right? Does? Tied? Okay. Yeah, but with a couple of games left with both teams, understand, as I've talked about, it's about us running our own race and checking it out there at the end. But yeah, it was huge. It was huge, and it was a great atmosphere from the jump. Felt like a playoff game. Credit, as I said earlier, credit all 3 phases. Obviously, you know what I mean, run game got going. Always it starts with the offensive line. Receiver made some plays, but the defense was lights out. I mean, I gave up the only touchdown of the day on their side, so defense was lights out. And as I said, our kicker, Butter, showed up, so as he always does. It was a great team win, much needed win, but we got to turn the page quick, especially in this league, especially with where we've placed ourselves. I can't sit here and celebrate on this. This was our expectation of the night, and we played to our standards, so now it's about doing that again next week.
Jerry just said that if you didn't get to win a Super Bowl, it'd be one of his biggest regrets of his career. Just when you look at where you've put yourself in terms of being able to take the team there, how do you see yourself in that conversation and being able to take this team where it wants to go? Yeah,
I mean, that's what I play for. This team plays for. Talk about a common goal. Always mention that's what this team has their eyes set on. But obviously we got to take it one game at a time. As I talked about my performance tonight, as I said, yeah, it was good enough to win, but I hold myself to super high standards. And yeah, if I play my best game, we're putting up 50 out there, and so that's not going to change. And I'm gonna keep pushing for that. That's the work that I put into this thing. That's the preparation that I do. Yeah, I mean, they did a great job on defense. Don't get me wrong, it's a good team over there, and they did a great job. They had a good plan of, trying to make us go the long way, make me take it underneath. Had jumpers early in the game, tip ball. A couple of passes were a little off. Yeah, just here and there. And so, I mean, credit to those guys. But as I said, yeah, we did enough. I did enough to win. But because my expectations are on that common goal for this team, I always want to play to my best.
The Dallas Cowboys a perfect 7-0 at home this season, averaging just under 40 points per game in AT&T Stadium. So you got to love this offense and the way they are cooking. But this defense, the key to everything in Week 14. We're breaking that down later in the show. But up next, Savannah Humoller joins the show with her Shiners in Week 14.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, and by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
15 straight wins in AT&T Stadium dating back to the 2022 season. A perfect 7-0 in this season alone. Now the Dallas Cowboys are 10-3, first in the NFC East. Savannah Humoller joined by myself, Nicole Hutchison. Now, Savannah, a lot of good in this game. The Cowboys getting it done against the Eagles. You gotta love that. A lot of good football we saw.
So amazing. That was such a nice win for us. It was a highly anticipated game against the Eagles. And truly, there is nothing like Sunday Night Football win over the Eagles. And there were some big-time playmakers in this game who stood out to me, helping secure the win. Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Aubrey, and Rico Dowdle. But we have another big game on the road this Sunday. Traveling to Buffalo this week, Dak Prescott will lead the charge in the cold weather. Against Philadelphia, he had a total of 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. Prescott has a 122.5% passer rating at home in 2023, which is the highest in the NFL. But since the Cowboys are on the road, Dak's passer rating during road games this season is 88.8. With the Bills coming off a 20-17 victory over the Chiefs, they will be looking to stop the Cowboys' offensive drives. Dak Prescott will need to have enough time in the pocket to get the ball out. Dak is also on the longest active multi-passing touchdown streak in the NFL in 7 consecutive games. Deep balls to CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks is what I am expecting against the Bills. Moving on to defense, Micah Parsons is always one of the difference makers. We knew going into the Eagles he would be held. However, he was able to record 1 sack and 2 tackles. Let's take a look at that sack.
Here's 2nd and 11 for the Eagles, trailing by 14. Hurts, Parsons pressure. Parsons with the sack. Micah Parsons took on 2 and got there.
Buffalo on the horizon. Micah Parsons will need to get to Josh Allen quickly. Only 2 defenders in NFL history have had 12-plus sacks in each of their first 3 seasons, Reggie White and now Micah Parsons. When asked on Sunday on the significance of the Eagles' win, Parsons said everyone's been waiting for that statement win. We've had a high-powered offense that came into our stadium. We wanted to put a statement at home, especially with how that last game went. And now it's time to put another statement on the Buffalo Bills. And I will say the Cowboys are 1.5-point underdogs going into this game on Sunday.
Yes, but I'm pretty confident right now. They're playing their best ball. I mean, you mentioned Dak Prescott, of course, with a 7 straight multi-touchdown passing game. Stephon Gilmore, though, a guy that has been really special, especially on Sunday, a team-high 9 tackles. I actually caught up with him post-game, but we're going to take another break, and when we come back on Cowboys Flashback, we've got that for you.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys spent this offseason making a number of transactions, but the benefit of adding Stephon Gilmore, the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, really showed up Sunday night. The benefit of that paid off against the Eagles. Through the first 13 weeks, though, of the 2023 season, he's rarely been tested. But when he's targeted, he's had his fair share of wins and his fair share of losses. He's been pretty solid for this defense, but week 14, Stephon Gilmore was absolutely elite. He picked up where he left off in the second half against the Seahawks, containing another top pass catcher. But this is the only thing about beginning of what's to come here for Gilmore here with the Cowboys. I caught up with him post-game. Go ahead and take a listen. All right, Gilly, you're probably coming off one of the best games as a Dallas Cowboy. A team-high 9 tackles for you, but one in particular that, of course, I remember the most was the tackle on Devontae Smith when you chased him from behind, forced a turnover on downs for the Cowboys. What did you see from that play? Walk me through that play.
We had a blitz coverage called, and he just ran a crossing route, and I knew where he had to go on the field to get the first down. and I just took a great angle and was able to make a tackle. He's a smaller guy, so he was kind of easy to get down.
You had about 3 or 4 game-changing plays in this win over the Eagles. What was the mindset for you coming into this game?
I was excited. I followed A.J. Brown this week, so I knew they was going to throw the ball to him, so I was going to have opportunities, and I embraced those challenges. I've been doing it my whole career, so I was excited to help the team win.
I saw where A.J. Brown on the first drive called you old.
Yeah.
What kind of motivation was that for you to come out and just kind of handle business?
It gave me so much motivation because I wanted to show him that, I was still here, and, he's a great receiver, but, it kind of lit some fire in me.
Yeah, one thing you told me coming into this game, this week, you said that it's going to come down to sure tackling, good technique, and staying in the moment. How much of that do you feel kind of paid off tonight? Yeah,
it helped a lot. We know they're a good football team. We had to keep our foot on the gas because, they could come back. And we was able to, not let them get in the end zone today. That was big. And forced 3 turnovers. Yeah, you guys were pretty much doing everything right, winning on early downs, forced 3 turnovers, and actually came away with all 3, unlike last time. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Just what do you feel was working best for you guys defensively?
I just think we was excited for this moment, going against a good football team, a division opponent. We was excited, we know what type of team we have, and I think we just, we was ready for this moment. Do you feel like this is the best game that you guys have had collectively this season? I think it was a great game. I think around this time you have to play great football, and you just got to keep it going. What did a win like this, I guess, prove for yourselves? Because when I talked to Deron Bland earlier this week, he kind of said that we don't want to prove anything to anybody else. Yeah. It's more about proving what we can do for ourselves. Yeah, for sure. I think we control everything. We control our own destiny, and I think if we play great, I think we can beat anybody. So we just have to take that mindset in each and every week. I've got to ask one last question now. Dak Prescott obviously has been playing lights out the past few games, well, really 3 to 4 games. But where do you feel like he kind of falls in this MVP conversation? I mean, he should be number 1. He's doing it. He's proving it every week. I don't know how many passing yards he has, but he's carrying us. And it's exciting to see. He's throwing it to everybody: the tight ends, receivers, running backs. So I think he should be number 1 in the race. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Age is nothing but a number to Stephon Gilmore. At 33 years old, he's still got it. He earned the Sunday Night Football game ball along with Brandon Aubrey, a guy that doesn't have the same amount of years in the game as Stephon, but is playing like a vet and being the standard at the kicker position in the NFL. Aubrey's now 30 for 30 in made field goal attempts this season. He was a perfect 4 for 4 in the win over the Eagles with makes from a career-long 60 yards. He made a 59-yarder and a 50-yarder. Aubrey's now the first player in NFL history to make 2 field goals of 59 yards or more in the same game, and the second in franchise history with 3 field goals of 50-plus yards in a single game.
The Wednesday, taking 4 kicks off your belt, didn't throw anything off?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Are you comfortable if they decide to take more and more, maybe do no kicks on Wednesday?
I think we'll stick with kicking on Wednesday, just keep myself in the rhythm.
Okay.
Are the fact that you're just nailing all the touchdowns maybe underappreciated by fans and media, especially when these last
Yeah, those are tough to do day in and day out, tough on the body. So just got to keep myself healthy, keep recovery, make that a priority. And it's something in a dome I should be able to do. And they give me the ability, or they give me the freedom to go and just smash it as hard as I can, which is nice.
Is your recovery different today than it was early in the season, or what's your routine, I guess, maybe?
Just getting a little bit of body work and filling up on fluids and getting enough calories, that sort of stuff.
Brandon, both of your kicks were quite a bit. What do you consider your range?
That's tough to say. Don't think it would ever get called, but probably somewhere around 67, 68 would be comfortable. Yeah, would be.
Brandon Aubrey living up to that nickname he got from his QB1, Butter Aubrey, but he's been absolutely lights out, and he's been seizing the opportunity, just like the defense has seized the opportunity this season, especially in the win over the Eagles. We're going to be breaking down some more of this Cowboys defense coming up right out here on Flashback.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Last night I woke up with 102 or 3 fever, just like, I took as many drugs and IVs as a man possibly could take to be able to play today, and just need to just go home and rest.
Getting a win by whatever means necessary is clearly the motto for this Dallas Cowboys team. And this defense, though, doing it in a fashion like no other. They held the Eagles' offense to no offensive touchdowns. The only team in the last 2 seasons to do so. Hold them without an offensive touchdown. A huge bounce back statement from a week ago when the unit gave up 5 touchdowns and more than 400 total yards to Seattle without sacking Geno Smith. They stuck to the Dan Quinn recipe. They won the turnover battle, held the Eagles to fewer than 24 minutes time of possession, and had 3 game-changing turnovers. Micah Parsons, even with the flu, went toe-to-toe with all-pro tackle Lane Johnson and picked up his 12.5 sack of the season. DBs were flying all over the field, helping in pass coverage and run stopping. Donovan Wilson forced a fumble, his first of the season, his 6th of his career. Marquise Bell and Stephon Gilmore also with a forced fumble apiece.
Yeah, I think everybody's been waiting for that statement win. We've been talking about statements, and we got this high-power offense that came in our stadium and how good we've been at home. We wanted to put a statement at home, especially how that game went last time. It could have went either way, 50-50. We forced 3 turnovers last time, but it just fell their way, so it's good for them to finally fall our way. Yeah, for sure. Me and Lane been battling a lot over the years, and last time we played him, I didn't get to go over him as much as I wanted to. And after I saw him in Bosa's film, I just felt like I had to go against him just because, as a rusher, I wanted the best. And he gave me a good competition, but I think today's one of them days where I just win.
When you do guard, when you do kind of grade on the curve, considering how good their offense is,
I don't think it was the best performance. I think we came in prepared. I think we put on some more clinic tape things, but obviously I think this skill gap and what people had them, I think that's the best team we played and where we held them to.
Micah, you obviously do a lot of, you keep tabs on the league and everything like that. When you look at Super Bowl aspirations, how much more confidence does this give you for you?
This was the #1 team in the NFC, so it gives us a lot. It shows that we can compete. It shows that we're one of the best teams in the NFC. We just got to keep performing. This stretch isn't over. The Eagles beat this stretch, so we got to go out there and do the same thing.
What a way to set the tone for December football, and much needed heading into this stretch, like Micah said, of these final games of the season. But we're going to wrap things up right here, coming up on Cowboys Flashback. Make sure to stick with us.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, and by Reliant, an NRG company.
33-13, the final in Week 14 in AT&T Stadium. The Dallas Cowboys taking the Philadelphia Eagles lunch money and taking over the NFC East while they did that as well. The Dallas Cowboys now have a 10-3 record, tied with the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles for the best record in the NFL right now. And if the season ended today, they would be the #2 seed in the NFC, but Let's just keep going with these games that they do have on the schedule. There's no room for complacency now. The Cowboys' next few weeks on the schedule are tough. The Cowboys head to Buffalo this weekend with Miami and Detroit right after. But in the meantime, the Cowboys are going to enjoy this one for a few days. Remember, until Sunday night, they hadn't beaten one of the NFL's elite teams, losing to the 49ers in October, losing by an inch to the Eagles in November. They have a chance to do something special these next 3 weeks. This time, they'll be on the road in Buffalo, their first real road test since Philly. The Cowboys are 3-3 in away games, looking for a chance to prove they can translate their success at home on the road. They look to do it against a 7-6 gritty Buffalo team they haven't seen since 2019, and also they just took down the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. But that's a wrap here on Cowboys Flashback. We'll see you this Friday and Sunday for Cowboys Rewind.